The subject of this talk is close to my heart, and I therefore must share with you my remembrance of a thing past. Just a few days before my father died, that was in 1975, in a conversation, what he said was something like this. He had had a stroke and he was having various disabilities as a result of the stroke. There were tablets and things like that on the table. And of course, the newspapers were there and all that. And then he told me that what was bothering him was that he was not able to get the right word, the suitable word. That was his main sorrow. And therefore, this question, or this subject, I would say, the suitable word in a sentence is something which is very close to me. But before I talk about the meaning of this suitable word in a sentence and its implication, let me tell you what is the other function of language. And that can be called the utilitarian use of language. Language in the daily business of life, say language is a tool, if you like, as a utility in doing your work. Let it be your work in a company or in business or in government or anywhere else. You use language as a tool. And in that respect, maybe the attitude would be that if this serves the purpose, that's good enough. I have nothing to do with that view. If it's good enough for some people, so be it. I am talking today about the intrinsic, inherent value of language. Language as a good in itself, like virtue, like honor, like dignity, a very important aspect that defines you. That is my subject. Now, I have to come to certain examples. Language as truth. Language expressing something that is authentic and truthful, and not as a matter of demonstrative effect. I give you one example, a couple of examples if you like. Mahatma Gandhi, in a famous sedition trial, told Justice Broomfield these words, and I have it here. I am here, therefore, to invite and cheerfully submit to the highest penalty upon me for what in law is a deliberate crime and what appears to me to be the highest duty of a citizen. Just see those words, there is authenticity in those words. They are not embellished, they are raw and truthful from the man, from what he feels. The only course open to you, the judge, is to inflict on me the severest penalty if you believe that the system and law you are assisting to administer are good for the people. Now, this kind of speech as truth was so much demonstrated about 400 years before Christ, when Socrates said that the law of Athens will prevail and that he was prepared to die and not to choose a lesser punishment like exile. He wanted the law of Athens to prevail. So, words as truth without a trace of exaggeration, words that speak the mind, the truth comes out. That is the function of words. It defines the person and the moment. There's a famous scene in A Tale of Two Cities, where Sidney Carton, just before his death, a death which he chose because he was substituting for his friend's husband. He was prepared to sacrifice his life for a friend. That is the scene. And what he said was very simple. It is a far, far better thing than I have ever done. It is a far, far better thing than what I can ever do. He was saying about his death. This marks the authenticity and the truth of language. There is no drama in it. He's just saying what he is. Or according to him, it had been a wasted life. And now he was able to lay down his life for his friend. That's a very moving scene. So that again is an example of language as truth and authenticity. No embellishment, no drama. That is the second thing. Language also is the pursuit of excellence in life. The highest purpose of life is the pursuit of excellence. And excellence in thought. Excellence in thought. The thought has to be transferred into words. And the transfer has to be authentic. If your thoughts are clear, your words will be clear and not confused. So, language as the pursuit of excellence, which is the highest pursuit of life. That is another function I think language should have. All of these are different from what I said earlier about the utility part of language. Language as a good in itself, bringing meaning and worth to your life, defining you. These are the things that we can think of. I, for one, am conscious of each of these things. Of course, believing in Socrates that the only true wisdom is in knowing that we know nothing. Even then, with humility, I might say, this is a pursuit of excellence. Now, there is a beauty, as I might have said in a previous video, about what is called the lean sentence, lean prose, which means really no unnecessary adjectives or adverbs. I must recall a word, a sentence which Churchill used about the Battle of Britain. It was a speech in the House of Commons. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. Look at the economy of the sentence and the use of language. Therefore, the effectiveness and the beauty of lean prose, lean language. You will see that in many publications, unfortunately not Indian ones, English magazines, periodicals, and of course books are always there. Therefore, to use lean prose, that is one of the things. Churchill again, in a famous speech, very famous, "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight in the streets, we shall fight in the landing grounds, we shall never surrender." Look, there is no embellishment, there is no adjective, there is only the determination to fight. We shall never surrender. Now, all language cannot be lean. Sometimes some abstract things which also make up life have to be expressed. And there comes the role of the writers and the poets from long ago. Of course, Shakespeare is full of that. And I have a quotation here from Emily Dickinson on hope. Hope, an abstract notion, hope. Therefore, the language has got to be different because we are speaking of an abstract quality, hope. And this is what she wrote. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Shakespeare in some context also said, "We are such stuff as dreams are made of." We are such stuff as dreams are made of. So, I come to the conclusion more or less that using the right word is like what Confucius said. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper names. Using the right words, using language as truth, not at hiding the truth. That is an act of dishonesty. Saying the truth through words. And of course, when we think of hope or courage or success or defeat, we might go to Emily Dickinson. This is what I have to say today.